Man, I totally lost my train of thought. I hate it when that happens. Hello everyone, Pizza's here with another episode of How's It Play Sunday? And this Sunday we are covering a game called Earthlock Festival of Magic. It is basically it's like a Japanese RPG. And I haven't done one of these on the channel except for the robot one. That one was kind of Groundbreakers is sort of like that. I knew I had a lot of that Japanese kind of built in, but this one, though, it is purely that way. So I'm going to just hopefully not spoil anything for you guys. That's actually going to be the hardest thing for me to do here, is not spoil anything, because I'm not exactly sure how the story is going to progress. I think I'm at a pivotal moment. So we're just going to warp to the Plumpet Island. This will be a spoiler. You guys will get this unlocked. It's been a while since I've actually played one of these. In fact, I don't even recall the last time that I played one. It would have been a long time ago. So eventually, like most of them, you eventually have like a headquarters place. There's sort of a way to teleport around, but I haven't figured that completely out yet. And then you can water plants. As you see there's a little bar. If you get it there, it provides more materials for you. And then you have your crafting. So they have crafting where you craft potions and items. Then there's a crafting for skills. And I actually haven't seen one for like weapons so far, but I have like ammo and stuff like that. So here's just a few things I have. And I have some materials there. So it basically works like you'd expect. You just kind of, they tell you what the materials are and you just click and they make it though right on the click. So you have to kind of be careful with that you don't mess up on the clicking. And then over here, oh, look at that. Jeez. The thing sprouted right back up. Hooray! And that's actually the skill thing. I should have went up there. And then, yeah, and I'm going to see about trying to get to a point where I can maybe just explore the world a little bit. And then here's where you craft certain, and I don't know if I just created something. I think I just did. Yeah, I think I did. Whoops! Well then, like I said, if you click, it's done. It's kind of bizarre. It's probably better to play with a controller, but if you play on mouse and keyboard, there's really like not really mouse control in this game. Let's just be honest. Like most things, it's just you'll get a mouse free on this sort of thing, but for the most part, mouse control is non-existent. I mean, you select some other things, but pretty much you're all doing it with a controlled keyboard. So this is a pretty little island. Isn't it so beautiful? It's actually a very colorful game across the board. It's extremely colorful, which is nice. So if you're into dark and gritty, I don't think this is the game for you, but it's not too bad for what it is. And one thing that kind of drew me to this game, that kind of got me back into it, was look at that, you always got a weird animal, small animal creature. I'm curious why the Japanese are really into their weird animal creatures. I'm not sure why. So someone there want to like, mention that, give me some idea as to why it is. It's just like always a thing for them. Guess it's, part of their culture, whatever the case is. Alright, now we can warp. Ah, yes, this is actually perfect. This is what I wanted. So that's where I came from. So this is basically the map. And this thing I think is way larger, but I can't choose it from here. So what we're just going to go to, let's just go to Ramu Villa. Anyways, though, like I was saying before I got so rudely interrupted, there's your map again, was that what really drew me to this game, more or less, was that there is a thing in here where the more you work with someone and you fight with them, you actually level up and you get perks and benefits for gaining them. And I thought that's kind of cool. Now, I'm not sure if any in recent times have actually done that, but it's been a long time since, like I said, I played one. And last time, I don't recall any of them that was like this. And there's the other thing. So enemies will engage you. It's like open world like this. And they give you a little bar in the lower right. Lower left. And what that does, it rotates around. And the minute that it hits, you want to actually press space to engage it, because what happens, it gives you the free attack. Now, if you don't, then the creature gets the first attack. and you can see where it goes from. Now, I've grown my party a little bit, so yes, there'll still be spoilers because you're going to see some characters here. But basically, what happens is you get into combat. Like I said, it's pretty similar to what you'd expect to find. You use your keyboard to do different things, to move over to the potions, do like your feign death, rest, run away, change stance, whatever the case is. And then this is your combat thing. Now, each class has got two stances. So this guy, he's got a long range, and then he's got a thief or close quarters. Now, what I don't like about it is it doesn't quite flow as nicely as you'd want. Like the minute I press E for change stance, and I want to change back to thief, his turn's done. I have no more turn for him. So you kind of like give up a turn to swap stance, and I guess that's kind of makes sense. You got to get time to pull out your other weapon, but it kind of is not fun in that sense. And this one is, she's got the same thing. She's got a close quarters and that long range, but we're just going to do a lance shot. And the attacks are basic. There's nothing too crazy. Now, healers, this is the part where it's really nice if you were allowed to actually like swap quickly between stances, because from the caster standpoint, I have this stance, which I'm going to totally use that. Regen. It's nice because I could cast heals. Now, the problem is like he's got some amazing buffs, but you need to change his stance for that, and the other stance doesn't have any attacking abilities or anything else associated with it. So you could just sit there and just buff, and that's all they can do. And you don't have enough time to like, the minute he leaves it, all the buffs go away. So you almost need like a dedicated buffer and a dedicated healer. And I don't know, like eventually I'm sure that you will get skills unlocked that, you know, allows you to do a little bit more. But I haven't quite gotten there, and I've actually played the game quite a bit. So I'm kind of surprised I haven't unlocked the full functions of the game yet. I know it doesn't seem like it. I'm only like level 5, 6, and their bond just went up. So that's awesome. That unlocked a new ability, which is actually perfect for leading into that. So here you have the bonds, right? And now the important thing with bonds is it's going to be done in pairs like this. So the top guy and that one are paired together. Then your bottom two are paired together. And you can swap them around however you want. Now if I went to bonds, what happens is you get these things unlocked for each one. So right now, I connected her with the pig guy because there was something in here that I really liked. Here you go. Chance that the pair will be buffed with haste at the start of the battle, which would be awesome! And then they get a couple other things too. So that's nice too. 20% chance to deal 200% more damage. That is incredibly powerful. But I've got two unlocked because they've worked with each other enough. So attack focus has an additional 5% boost and inspiring shout. I haven't got any shouts, so that's why I think that there's some stuff I haven't quite fully unlocked yet. And there are some things with crafting that I haven't unlocked also that I need to work on. And then here you also, you know, each one has their own unique collection of skills that they get. So you can kind of, you know, make your party unique in that sense. Like these people. Like, you know, I went with bonding with this one. Oh, wrong person. We got to change our friend. No, that's not. Change characters. That's what I really need. There you go. So he's got one there, and it's kind of cool with some of the stuff, but I really liked something in here. All ammo deals 25% more damage, which is nice because the guy is really more of a range class. Like the thieving is nice, but he's got a lot more abilities with the range attacks. And then you kind of get a couple other things. Ice attacks have a chance. That's cool. Crystallization. So, you know, like, that makes it kind of unique. And there we go. Engage the enemy again. And what you also want to do, if possible, when you get to open world and you run into multiple enemies, you want to, if you can help it, you want to be able to grab as many as possible. Because the more guys you grab, the bigger your XP bonus, and the basically just the bigger the general bonuses are and stuff like that. And the other thing that I just discovered, which is useful to know as I was playing, is if you press tab, you can then select who your main person is. And each one of these people will actually help impact the gameplay in some way. So there'll be areas that are, say, really small and short, so you want to send the pig guy in for it. If there's areas that require your guy with his special magic gauntlet, you want to have him. Oh, I didn't grab the other guy. Shoot, I thought I had. That's alright. So, now for example, I'm going to show you this thing. So I'm going to change my caster, because our health is pretty much good. So I just changed the stance. So let's change her stance to veteran, which is like a tanking one. It's cool, but all that does is just allow her to counterattack continuously. We're going to change her to a scout. We're going to test that out. And we're going to change you back to a blaster. So, like I said, ultimately you could change in the main menu, like what stance you want them to start with, which is probably a good idea. You know, like if you really like a particular one, that's what you want to do. And so, yeah, and then, alright, so now here I am with him. And all I can do is just do attack focus. That's it. That's all I can do for this. And like I said, I think eventually you'll unlock other things to help out with that. But in the meantime, it's what I got. Bonus, no one hurt. So really that's the biggest thing for this game. I mean, that pretty much covers it. There's, you know, a lot of it's like the open world. You run and talk to people. It's, like I said, it's a pretty game. It's got great colors. I love the artwork across the board. It's very nice. And the story so far is interesting enough. It's drawn me in. Makes me want to see what happens more. And then here we're at the open world map. And you just kind of wander around. And this map really is big. It gets to be a lot larger. There's some way I managed to look into it before and actually figured out how large it was, but I can't, I don't remember how I did that. There's something I did, but that's okay. So here we go. So I'm going to grab that. I got two enemies, so I'm going to engage them before they can attack me. And what that's going to do, give me the first attack. It's also going to give me bonuses. Oh man, why are you giving me... I don't care about that. I don't know why I was just giving me that tutorial. I've already gotten tutorials about that, about attacking range units and stuff like that. So, we'll just taunt. Let's taunt this guy. Now, taunt is kind of, it's kind of cool, but it also kind of is a little crummy at times, because what happens is if they don't, wind up... Man, I totally lost my train of thought. I hate it when that happens. Alright. Yes, so if you taunt the guy and they don't actually attack with melee, it does absolutely nothing. So it pretty much stinks. Fine, they keep telling me, swap back to this so you can attack flying units. Yes, of course. Yes, I knew all that. I really don't know why it's telling me that. And once again, though, I'm stuck with the thing where all she can do is just taunt. Like, that's all she has in that ability. So it's kind of like, okay, well, you're pretty much... Like, you can deploy that tactic and make use of it. I found it's helpful in certain situations, but overall, I wish it was a little bit, you know, different. That's actually an area that I could go into. That's really high level. In fact, I think most things in there would squish me pretty quickly. So we'll just avoid that for now. At least the last time I went in there, I was like getting just trounced across the board. Got two more again. Attack. Now the way that AP works in this game, or attack points, underneath each one of the bars, and that's why I wish I had mouse, you have 3 yellow squares. Now those are basically what your attacks cost. So you use certain things, they'll use up those things, and you have to rest to recover those. Healing is one of those things where you like can heal maybe a round or two, and then you gotta rest. And then you gotta wait till it recharges. So it's kind of that. And the other thing you gotta keep in mind is you have to keep track of your ammo. It's not good if you lose track of your ammo, because once that's done, change you back to your healing stance, buddy. Or mage, which is a healer. And we'll change you back to your warrior so you can just attack. And this guy's gonna do his thing. Buffers in this game are such a pain to destroy. I haven't found anything that kills them. And then they actually have an ultimate unlocked right now between the two of them, so I would be able to use that if I want to, which maybe I'll use that next round, because it actually does pass between, so you guys can kind of see. The ultimate just really just gives you like a super version of your ability that you have. Generally it's an AoE, and that's kind of how it works. So I actually haven't seen... let's just club someone. Take that. And then we're gonna do the scout. Alright. Fire. Okay, so that's what that's going to do is, there you go. It turns into an AoE. And then this guy, I'm going to need to almost make more ammo soon, because I am going to run out of ammo. No! And that counts for special ammo, takes up their own as well. Oh, man, I have chosen poorly. I don't even know where... Oh, yeah. I need to go that way, not the way I'm going. What am I doing? That's all right. Really, I think that pretty much wraps up this game all in all. There are these talents that you unlock you know, as you move along, which is kind of cool. So you can do that, and it enhances your character a little bit more. And you can, I think, just swap them out on the run if you want to. So that's cool. And each one's got their own little thing there. And then it keeps going. So it's kind of, it's cool in that sense. There's a beast area that tells what you've engaged. Abilities. Now this is where I think you can probably build more, and you make those from that one. But I'm missing, I think, a key element to let's see, items, for example. There's a blank talent card. Where was this at? These things. So I haven't quite figured out some of these things, like that one, like where do I put it? I don't know yet. All ammo damage, I'm not sure yet. So it's something I'll have to figure out. Get artifacts, you know, it's your typical stuff that you wind up thing, you know, like here's the other thing, you know, ammo master and all that. So they're all, evidently they're based under talents, and somewhere you get it unlocked. So I haven't fully explored all of the capacity of this game. Got enough to get a good idea of how it's played. I've actually, like I said, played about, no, run away. You can run away from things. I've played probably 6-7 hours in this game, I think. Something like that. And I still, you know, have things to unlock and grow farther along. I think the pacing is good. Admittedly, I think it's a little bit quicker if you were to, like, just pedal to metal and just start putting your head down and barreling forward. But I like exploring these games. I always have. Power leveling is just one of those things that you kind of want to do. And that's kind of where I've ultimately come. So we're going to get 2 guys. We'll attack them. And then we'll end it with this. We will end it with this. Also, I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are on my video last week. Was it, I did something different just to kind of try to spruce things up. Have a little bit of fun. Enjoyed it. So, and that series will be coming soon. I actually am going to be hitting up Creativerse sooner. I'm going to start doing some more builds because I did add a bunch of new blocks in. And I think I mentioned that before, but that's okay. Whatever. I can repeat myself. It's okay. People, if anybody's like me, they have a, you know, short-term memory loss going on. Like, oh, I remember something, but then I don't remember anything else. And that's that. So, yeah. Destroy them all. Stabby, stabby. Alright. So I hope that you all enjoyed this kind of preview of Earthlock Festival of Magic. Sorry it's a little bit shorter this week. Honestly, I don't want to spoil anything to the game, and I want to kind of wrap it up quickly. Plus, also, I didn't have time to dedicate to another game that I could spend more time on because I was actually out of town this past weekend visiting some really great friends in New York, and it was awesome. It was a great visit. Love visiting them. They're really positive people. They just kind of like fill up your batteries, and it's nice. So anyways, so I hope you all enjoyed, and you all have a wonderful, glorious evening. Good night.